Last time we got a good look at the Refuge, but only the upper part of the city, which was pretty busted up and not a whole lot of people living there, at least outside of their houses. This time, I still don't know how to start up an episode, and because you can't roll back the save file, it's, again, another couple seconds of post-commentary. It'll be better in the next episode when it's all post-commentary instead. Still kind of struggling a lot doing commentary over this series being so story-focused. I was hoping to do a lot better than I did last time, but I don't know if that's actually the case. Also, why did we go to the upper refuge last time? Seemed entirely unnecessary to have me climb up so high just to climb right back down. Oh well. Well, obviously if there's going to be signs here, I gotta go up there. I think this is also kind of the first area that I want to hit up, because there's some interesting things in here. Yeah, I saw that. It was like a fox. Yeah, what is up with the dreams that you've been having, Nico? Because those beds are appearing in some pretty unusual areas, and they all look the exact same. Like, the exact same as the one that you saw in the very opening of the game. Are you describing, like, having visions as being, like, a very short dream? I don't know if I like that. Or maybe I really like it? I actually have no idea. Oh, yes, this area. Wait, what? A lantern plant? Nico, you're going to have to explain exactly what that is, because I have absolutely no idea what that could possibly mean. The lamplighter. Yeah, we met him last time, and I guess this is where he lives. In the back alley. Well, hey, rent's probably pretty cheap. Red glowing fluid. The most menacing of all the phosphor, I suppose. I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Adventure game protagonist. What are they? Just a bunch of lenses. I don't know, even at that size, you'd think they'd be pretty heavy. Title says Understanding Robots, but the cover says it's the exact same as this book. No, not the weird film. For some reason I thought Why am I still struggling with the inventory even after all this time? You've seen that I played the game for 10 hours. No comparison there? Yeah, I know the feeling. Like, literally, I'm drinking coffee right now. It's pretty great. Just that... living in the back alley, man. I guess, you know, being a lamplighter doesn't really pay too much, which I think is... yeah, that's probably how that goes, I can imagine. Oh, don't worry, I got no intention of doing so. Except to talk to you. But if I remember correctly, if I go down here... yeah, this guy. And also actual cats. I mean, now I do want to compare, of course, Nico's face to the cat down here. He even has the exact same little, I don't know, carrot symbol as his face. As well as the whiskers being the exact same. Nico, you are a cat. See? You can see, you can sit back for a second, I suppose. You know, wait a second. Also, you know, thinking about this right now, it's like, if you had to go all the way up to the upper roofs to even get into the refuge in the first place, is this entire city, like, walled off? I don't remember seeing that in the map before. Sure does. Oh, come on, Nico. Should stop wearing that hat already. So I guess for some reason the heater robot appears to be tamed. At least that's kind of... It doesn't really talk like a normal robot for the most part. A strange existence, to be sure. Nico, you and your cat naps. You know, I think this is also like one of the few other examples of animals really appearing in the game. You got rams, shrimp, and cats. One of the things that people have mentioned before was like the idea that flying machines are unusual. And from what I can tell, it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot of birds aside from the bird people living here. Makes me wonder about the actual, there you go. So I guess the lamplighter was talking to this robot enough for him to become tamed. Good stuff. Alright, well, enough of that. Still gotta explore around and figure out what's up with the whole, Spooky Fox character. Because that is actually something, that is a mystery that was never solved from the first time that I was playing the game. So maybe I might be able to get a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more information now? To hold out the light bulb so that I can, you know, use my Messiah status as, well, my guider of the Messiah as what am I even thinking of? Like a power play? I don't know. Yeah, actually, why is there a tree here? One of the things that the botanist that we saw in the last episode said was that there don't really exist trees at this point. They're just kind of just some people that grow them as a hobby. Now, I don't really know. This is a strange character. Don't really know exactly what their deal is, like I said, but I think that paying attention to some of the stuff that has happened so far, I might have a little bit better of an idea. Oh, don't worry about that. I know how to delete the save game file. I'll be back here and I'm going to be getting every single one of the endings. Mysterious Fox character thing. Can't talk right now, but asking me to come back. And also one of the other things is that whatever that Fox character is does have yellow eyes. Maybe making it so that whoever that is the same character that I saw at the end of the, well, that Nico saw at the end of the mine way earlier. Kind of a keeping a watch on the journey and only even making itself known at this point in time. The other thing is that it does, yeah, it also has yellow eyes, a lot like Nico. I knew the water was really contaminated around here. But yeah, yellow eyes like Nico, and one of the things that has never actually been addressed in the game so far... Oh, come on! I would trust something from the top of a guy's head much more from animal products made from just about anywhere else, really. Anyway, yeah, one of the things that we've never actually had answered so far is that, has this sort of thing happened before? Has there ever been a second, third, is Nico the long line in you know, an entire hierarchy of messiahs? Do they all have, like, yellow eyes like this? Is this somebody else who failed in their journey? Maybe like an alternate sort of messiah coming in here? Certainly has the same yellow eyes, and one of the things that you saw last time from Alula was that that Nico was immediately recognizable as the Messiah because of his eyes. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me wonder. Certainly that must be a notable character because, yeah, Alula also had a doll of that fox too. Saw all the way back in the ruins. So that character has to be important. I mean, they know about the whole, like, meta-game thing with, like, the one shot and then me gonna be coming back for the second shot and everything. But what does that actually mean? I don't know. I think that character is one of the most... Also, the fact that it appeared next to a tree, which should not exist in this world, makes me think that there's going to be something very, very important about that later on. Probably going to take quite some time to actually figure out what that is, though. Anyway, I did just get a water pill. Goes in water, supposedly. That's why I did not use this tube of water last time. Despite the fact that I could use that on the maize kernel, I did remember this character here just because what? He just made that sort of thing? That's still pretty amazing. I don't know, I think you're pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so obviously I wanted to go hit up that character first because it just... That is maybe the number one thing that I'm most interested in OneShot. I feel like everything else is fairly self-explanatory, and I ransacked your apartment, by the way. Fairly self-explanatory in one way or another, but that fox. Also jump scares. Yeah. Do you got anything to say about the fact that I stole a bunch of... Maybe this was a bad idea. You know, to be honest, I didn't really think that he'd have a response for this. Okay, then. Somebody said last time that somebody said that like the Lamplighter was a favorite character last time, and it's like, yep, that's I have to agree. He is probably the best dude around here so far. Also, what's up with him being like a normal person along with the person running the cafe? Everybody else has like, Nico, put away that OO face. Everybody else has like, you know, objects for heads. Yep, a lot of fish. That's a thing. And then for some reason, the newspaper, like a street urchin robot from Futurama is here. I was a robot to be built like a kid. What a strange existence that must be. Reminds me a lot of the old television show and comic Big Guy and Rusty. I mean, I guess, you know, if you're trying to get like a robot tamed, having them start as like a child robot and then upgrading like the robot body over time would make some sense. Certainly be a little bit easier to explain to a lot of... certainly would be a lot easier to explain to a lot of people like what exactly is going on. Okay, well, I mean, this is where I was supposed to be going. The author. I've heard a little bit about this character so far. How much more of the world was there at one point? Because it seems like, you know, this is a fairly new development, but it didn't really seem like there was too much evidence of a world greater beyond this, anyway. Well, yeah, the author is quite the character. And I do think that he is maybe... Hey. No. Should probably take out this book to see if anybody has anything to say about it. What he looks like. Yeah, the author is a mysterious character, and this is the area, I mean, the library, of course, where you start to really learn a lot more about him. But you do learn he's the guy who has been going around the world. Evidently, like, he was the one meeting Alula and what's his name? Camus? Something like that? The bird children. Silver seemed to know a lot about him. And he does seem to be a strange character. To be honest, like, extremely strange. Like, to the point of maybe not actually existing. Or, well, existing, but existing in a different way than, like, a lot of the other characters exist in the world. To the point that it makes me wonder if he's actually... Yeah, fair enough. To the point that it makes me wonder if he's actually supposed to be a... You know, I'm technically the god of this world, despite my protestations. But maybe if it makes me wonder if he's like the real god of the world. And given that there is also like another character who seems to be very similar to Nico, it also maybe does lend a little bit of credence to my idea that Nico is not the first Messiah that has ever appeared in this world. Or something. Hey, everybody, look, it's me. Mousers? I also eat a lot of mice. You know, it's hard living in the city. Rents are high. Sometimes you can't afford food. Just how it goes. Also, it does seem like if the author does have the whole theme of having of being all about the black clovers that appear around here. Why? I don't know. Yeah, that's also another thing. It's like, hey, if you had the ability to say, close the game, write a book, open the game up, and then insert the book into the game in one way or another, in the way that you can like talk to Nico, for example, that would happen in like less than a second. Maybe it is little cat feet themselves who are the author. Would certainly make a lot of sense given that this is a very story-focused game. Doesn't it though? Also, I like the very plain way you said that. Such a thing does not exist here. Hey, check out this journal that I got presumably by him. Oh yeah, and then we get like a little bit of a refresher on what exactly phosphor is. The sand didn't really seem to be glowing all that much, but I mean, yeah. Green is of the highest energy. You'd think it would have been the blue one, knowing how light works. Past over harvesting. And then red phosphor, which is just kind of bad. I guess that explains why the lamplighter is still in business and constantly filling up lamps over and over. There's also a couple other bits of lore around here too. Used to write novels, now it's just a lot of non-fiction books. Ah, stupid tiny chairs. Now let me in here so that I can go see that other book. That's very specific. Seed shrimp? Yeah, I guess they kind of look like seeds, don't they? Everything just getting put in jars around here. Think that the commonality of the clover would be something more to remark upon, but I guess not. Yeah. For grown-ups like me and the lamplighter, I guess. And this guy. I think everything is just neatly placed books. And nothing new with the computer. In fact, I don't remember if we see the computer after this point. Well, at least for puzzle purposes. Yo, it's me. Why would you make a robot with a bow tie and glasses? I made a nerd robot. I want the other cooler robots to make fun of it. Ah, I see. Let me just spin this light bulb around a little bit and... And as always, you do need to do something to actually continue on with the game. You can't just walk all the way back there and figure out everything else you need to do. Well, maybe it'll work this time. Just have my third cup of coffee in the meantime. You would think that this guy would have been talked to enough to have been tamed, at least to a certain degree at this point, but I guess not. Alright, gotta go get a library card. Well, there's still more areas to kind of check out around here, including, I believe, the tower itself. I can go kind of wander around the base of it. I don't think you can even get into it just yet, but because I mean, as they kind of said earlier, it's not like it's weird. The place is weird. By the way, what are like the travel places that I got here? Back alley, elevator street. Nothing of any real interest. I mean, certainly I can go to the back alley again, but I think what I actually do want to go to is the vendor street, if I'm not incorrect. Nico, of course, has no money, so he ain't going to be buying much of anything. Just free samples here on out. Ah, nice music change. It's good. Oh, yes, this is the tower. And you can enter it, but, yeah. And yes, I know what I should be doing. I mean, it's just close out the window, but that's not... Look, I tried this the first time. It didn't work. I'm not even going to bother this time. It doesn't do anything. And Nico's just going to freak out again. Reasonably so. I understand that... I understand why you would do that, but, like, you know. I'm going to finish up this game and then not have him freak out about that ever again. Perhaps. Well, that's not true at all. I'm going to be, like, starting it up like immediately after. I'm going to be starting this thing up immediately after and then getting, like, a big compendium of all the stuff that has changed in the second shot of OneShot. The test. All right. Each time you press one of the buttons, they change into a different color. And then I believe when I hit this, one of the lights is cracked. Oh, I got it in one. Maybe I'm better at this puzzle than I thought. I swear that the last time I played this game, I didn't get it on my first try, but anyway, what's up with the scientific elite of the world of OneShot? Studying some squares? No, I guess the squares just kind of appeared. Doing a little bit of a shimmy shake over this robot. I am curious as to like what the scientific consensus is on those things and what they're actually supposed to be. But as it is, this place seems to be, you know, more of like your movie science. What with the monolithic computers and oh wait, did you say water sample? Well, I happen to have one right here. I guess it is medicated. Maybe that kind of still struggling with his menu. Okay, fine. Maybe you would have something to say about that if it was just a regular water sample, but guess being tainted by that pill, maybe not so much. Science, technology, putting atoms in boxes. The lamplighter did say that the scientists were worried about something around here, and I guess it's the increasing amount of squares kind of happening to appear. They can track them, but it doesn't seem like there's much of an explanation for what they actually are just yet. And I can understand that. I mean, you would think that the recent events would just be the fact that there's no sun, but I guess there's actually a lot of very bad things going on. There was the whole water line or whatever being interrupted by squares, too. And just a lot of robots. A lot of robots being taken out by squares. Is the Windows 95 trying to target those things specifically? No, I thought you were just doing that because you wanted to. Maybe? Perhaps? It's hard to say. I mean, it's... The major problem in this game so far has been the sun, and not really too much of anything else. Robots are very common, and, you know, they're clearly, like, of varying levels of... Maybe? Like, some of the robots, yeah, there are varying levels of, like, sapience and everything, but... You know, also, like, the actual people that are living here are so varied and strange, too. With, like, open cans of soda for heads and televisions. It's kind of hard. It blurs the line between the two sometimes. And, yeah, the place that I'm actually supposed to be going is all the way in back, but I am going to do a quick look around here first. There was some stuff that I found for the first time in the Glen when I was looking around there, so I should probably be very careful about not missing anything. But no, the real person to meet is, of course, back here. Dr. Silverpoint. Anything to do with silver? Apparently, appears that Silver was just a robot version of Dr. Silverpoint or something. Hey, look, you're the most notable NPC around here, given that we did see your robot clone out in Barrens. So I don't really know any... And also, the guy out front did say that you do reference the author's work a lot. So I assume that you got a library card somewhere. There you go. And unfortunately, it is going to be hard for me to return this, because Nico, I'm fairly certain, is not really going to be around for too much longer. At least that's the plan. That's the plan going right now. Yes. Do TF2 spy style of disguises. I mean, that might as well work anyway. Now, of course, I always got to go for the shiny thing. Or glue things. Yep, seen some very interesting things. Some things that I would actually like to get some answers on. Yeah, and, you know, also some specific robots that I have questions about. Yes, I wonder why that could be. Even helped you with a specific robot of yours? Perhaps one that is intelligent as another malevolent computer that I've seen around here? Okay, I guess she has nothing to say about the author. How about... And was also named kind of like you. And appeared to be something that you were obliquely referencing earlier. Spill it. It was exactly like I thought. I guess after dealing with whatever the evil computer is, the author learned a little bit more about how to remedy the situation. I mean, I did try to trade it away for some pretty cool stuff, but didn't really manage to make that actually happen. Maybe some point in time. Yeah, there's also the possibility that the bird trader was saying in the first place was not actually, you know, there wasn't actually multiple amber coins around there. But there was actually just one amber coin that, through the ability to do time traveling, ended up with several of them to be traded. Which seems I don't know, it certainly seems like something that could be possible in this game. Am I the author? No. I'm absolutely not the author, but hey, I could see that being like a twist in the plot eventually. You know, despite the fact that I am supposed to be a character in this game, do a very bad job at that. Still, I don't know. I'm terrible at being immersed in video games, just in general. I just kind of like take a step back and still continue to look at it as a video game, even despite the fact that I am like one of the main characters in this whole plot line. Indeed. So, come on. I don't know, I think about like other games that I played with the same sort of gimmickry. Like maybe the worst time that I've ever seen this done was in Omicron, the Nomad Soul, where you're supposed to be where your soul is the Nomad Soul itself and goes around inhabiting other characters. It's terrible. Oh man, it is terrible. Wait, did you say something about... What was it exactly? Because I do need to actually start writing some of this stuff down. No, the screen didn't just go white. That is Notepad. See? Look at that. You see? There. I told you, we're doing an adventure game. Always gotta... okay. Concave is between thick and thin. There's also another very similar type of game, Off, which I've played before. Did the same sort of thing, but that was, like, it did not really... I don't know. That convex or concave? Going on the end. Okay, so it's convex on the end. Yeah, Off did that same sort of thing, but I never really felt like it mattered too much in the story of that game. It just kind of... It was a plot point where it's like, hey, you know, the judge would talk to you, the player, but... And you made, like, some choices at the very beginning and the end, but aside from that, I don't know. Here, it's kind of the same thing. Should actually pay attention to some of this stuff. Here, it's the same thing, where it's like, yeah, I'm technically here to do stuff, but I don't know. Thin positioned between two curved. Well, maybe it'll have a little bit more of a meaning later on, but I don't know. It's pretty hard to say. Either way, I'm still going to be looking at this like from a lot of speculation and whatnot as a video game more than like me as a character within the world itself. Thick, be to the left of both curved. All right, easy enough. And now I should be able to figure out this whole camera shenanigans fairly easily now. So thick is to the left of both curved. Thin is positioned between the two curved. And the concave is between thick and thin. Okay, well, this is actually pretty easy then. So the thick lens is... Okay. So I believe that's going to be like the convex lens on the left side then. Convex is on... No, because the thick is on both curved. Okay, so I guess convex should be on end. And then thin is positioned between two curves, so right here. And then concave is between thick and thin, so the concave should be right here. And then the thick lens is to the left of both of the curved. There we go. So I just need to... Yeah, that'll do it. And that'll do it. Always. Trust me on that one. Anyway, not a cat. Kip Silverpoint. And then I guess I can just go right back to the, I can just go right back to the library, I think. Because that's really all I should need, if I'm not wrong. That's me. Man, I forgot about how the puzzle solved theme is quite long. Tiny trees. Tiny tree. Okay, let's get on with this already. Just wanted to see if there was anything that I missed. That's interesting. I believe the last time that I played the game, her face was the 4-pip one. This time it's the 2-pip one. Well, no, I figured it out, but I also know that it won't actually do anything until I talk to you. Okay. I know what to do. Come on now. Well, obviously, are the head librarian and everything. Always. Do you have the weird bed that seemingly... Well, yeah, obviously. But do you have that weird bed that seems to always appear everywhere? Anything else around here? It's just a painting of books. So I guess the prophet was the woman that got the feather from all the way back in the Glen. It also seems like questionable as to if this house even exists or if it's like I have no idea. Calamus. There you go. That was the name. Yeah, so like the author actually does exist and does make physical appearances, but also seems to be still difficult to get a hold of in one way or another. And I guess that was getting Silver to be less rogue or something. Hence why you use that as your symbol. Now, it's good to know that the Prophet bot still does have legs. Yep, it is that mysterious bed. Which one did you encounter? The one with two. So that is interesting. I mean, did the author create the people in this world? Were the people that have, like, the objects as heads the ones the author created or something? Certainly saying that you did that to honor a late person. I don't know. Yeah, I was busting up that light bulb. Hey, that was one of the first things I tried to do in the game, after all. Frankly, I got no love lost over it. Same thing. I was kind of wondering if it would have a different dice rolled if I looked at the book again. Hey. I mean, I've already been in the tower, but only for a minute. So I guess the entity would probably be called what you would call the Windows 95 computer. Of course. So the computer itself is not actually, it is not actually the entity. The entity is just contacting me through that. And the entity is the tower, I guess? Did the entity create this world? Was this something that you just created in the world? I don't know, it's a very strange type of thing. Kind of goes with my idea that this might be some sort of like virtual world, especially knowing how wacky some things are in here. Yeah, that's fine. I know. I know the deal. Maybe. Well, in my world, there's an operating system. You know how it goes. It's strange that it's strange that the feather contains yellow phosphor. The rarest form of it. Because that was, like, actually on a person's body. No promises. Take a look at this. Die with glowing dots. And no way to really try to combine those in any way. And I think right now I could go directly to the tower and kind of see the end game, at least as you could describe it. But first off, I do have this medicated water that I was going to use for... I do. Unlike some of the previous things that I have been unlike the previous areas, I can actually go back to the upper area. Let's go do that. And if I do remember correctly, the elevator ride and everything is the exact same, so I'm going to be cutting around here a little bit. Yeah, I suppose so. Sprouted a tiny leaf. Is there anything else to be said about that just yet? Maybe expose it to the sun? I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to come back here at some point in time, figure out what the deal is. All right, can I get some food? Because I have no money. One of the few times that you're actually able to get free stuff from vendors when you're the main character of a game. And literally like the prophesized Messiah here to save the world. Fry some pancakes, eh? Oh yeah, that probably would be pretty good. I do like when you got almond flour and the like. All right, here's the tower. Let's get on with this already. Well, be back in a second, Nico. Man, I already took 11 hours now. No, I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Also, apparently we've got radio silence going on. Ah, nothing. Also, it's wet? Or something? I really don't want to be wandering around too much. I'm going to have to go fight Head Chopper. For anybody that was expecting a Live Alive reference. Ah. What did I even hit there? It's going to keep running in one direction, I suppose. Despite the fact that I can't talk to Nico, I can still at least control his movements. Hey, I do like it. We got, you know, a blue, green screen, red screen in the refuge, and now we got the yellow screen in the tower. Makes sense. I knew that bed was something like something. It was supernatural in one way or another. Yeah. Ah, you know I can't do that, right? Anyway, I'm back in the world again. No. Okay. So, I guess we got one more thing going on. All right, now I just need to open up this thing. And there we go. Wait, the entity called itself OneShot? I don't even remember that exactly. Oh, that's just kind of silly. Now, you couldn't have heard my voice because I was doing a little bit of a recording break there. Yeah, it did say that when it's exposed to light, it becomes much more vibrant and colorful. Still don't really have anything for the actual executable file, though. I suppose I'm supposed to be talking to Computer Dude first. Well, I'll admit right now, it might have been a little bit... I might have been looking in the wrong place. Let's just say that. Because there's more content to be had. I don't know if you've ever played a video game before, but you can't just stop if you know there's more to it, unless you're playing Katana Zero. Yeah. Oh, come on. You know that that's not going to actually work, especially because I got the author on my side this time. However, that actually functions, by the way. Still don't really know what exactly his... There we go. Still don't know what exactly his role in the story is, though. I do like this little, touch here, being, you know, sort of, the librarian... Oh, yes, what you're supposed to be doing is lining up the clover with the actual clover on the screen. And that will be a little bit more relevant later on as this puzzle gets more and more difficult, and especially as I click off of it, which makes that even more difficult just in general. Yeah, that is strange. How exactly... People don't really seem to know about this entity. And it's like, is it, you know, silencing them by, yeah. Is it silencing them by, you know, sending the squares? Or is it silencing them by some sort of other more... Keep clicking off the screen there. More sinister means. Can't touch me. I mean, can it touch anything? I don't really know exactly how they're doing this, but it is making it a little bit irritating when I am perhaps not lining things up correctly. I mean, I guess that would explain why the author has not really been showing up lately. Joop. Hence the regret that you had when Silver approached you. Perhaps creating a second one. Yes, but being a spirit of the world itself, it can't possibly have that, right? Ah, damn it. Really ruining what's supposed to be kind of the emotional bit of this, but you know. So I guess the whole, like, square deal is not actually intentional when it comes to the entity's desires. OneShot's desires, I suppose. I wonder if that's supposed to mean that it is, like, literally the game itself? Being the world? You know, like the executable of OneShot in the same way that the author is its own executable. Anyway, I'm going to that one. Okay. Also, why does Nico have nothing to say about this? Being guided through each one of these doors. Although I suppose as it is, it's not like, not like Nico even knows that I'm here at this point. It's strange that they don't have Nico actually recognizing that I am controlling him this entire time. I guess he somehow doesn't realize that, even though... No, it has certainly been the case for the entire game. So you're telling me I could have ended one shot within the first, like, 5 minutes if Nico just let me crush the sun in the hydraulic press? Which would have been pretty cool, if you ask me. Author, you have something a little bit more to say? Okay, middle one there. Alright, so this one here. Yes, and I have already figured this out by the whole way that Nico does seem to be tied to the sun, you know, in the way that it went out during its short stay with Maze and everything like that. Okay, so top 2 rows and then first 6 rows. Easy enough. Where even if Nico did leave the world immediately after using the sun in whatever way, it would have just gone out almost immediately. But I guess it's also, like, literally his link to the world as well. It's interesting that this, of all things... Why did I mess up here? Yeah, I think I also screwed up this same puzzle the first time I was playing the game, too. Just got to remember that one very last column over there. Terminate this world, but it will allow Nico to go home, you're saying? Nico, the character that I described as my actual human son, going home. Well, I think you know what decision that I'm going to be making here, especially considering that I have been, I mean, look, we're all pretty big fans of the world as it exists. it's, you know, the one-shot world and everything, but also, let's be honest, it's, you know, hey, it's also done for at the same time, too. It does seem like, okay, right up, right up. It does seem like there is going to be the big problem of not being able to reverse the corruption done by the one-shot entity that has already happened. And although it might be true that the world's going to get a second chance by having the light bulb, you know, do its whole light bulb thing. Actually, let's go back here, go around like this. Not the prettiest, but I'll make this work. I don't know. If you were to ask me, I do think that the better option would be to, you know, let it end like that one guy said a little bit earlier, where it's just like, rather than a slow decay. Besides, the other thing that I'm pretty sure is that, one, this is the ending that I would prefer, just in general. But also, hey, I'm just going to be loading back up the game anyway, so what does it matter, really, when you think about it? Ah, dang it, it's tinier. It's supposed to be tinier than that. There we go. I was just going to be loading back up the game, and let's be honest, even if there was no like secondary ending, with all the sort of like Calvin Ball that I'm playing with the game anyway, I could just go change up like the inner files and rewrite it to be like, hey, you did it. You saved all the worlds. You've already opened that door for me. Yeah, it's me. By the way, you got anything else to say? No. This appears to be like literally back in the original house where Nico originally found the sun. Kind of bringing it all back to zero, I guess. I guess the assumption could be that this is the author's house, but that's... yeah, I mean, it's the same place, except it's a lot less busted up this time. Give me the colored bars. I like that one. Wait, actually, first... yeah, no, I didn't think so. That is a good question, because certainly it can't be the outline ad infinitum. Did it say lorem ipsum the first time? I don't really remember. No? Well, hey, you can actually go through this door this time. Oh. I thought that the game was about to crash or something first. But no, it's just going Yume Nikki. That I did. Come on, man. Are you really going to try to fool me like that? Damn straight. I mean, how else could I have gotten out of there otherwise? Yeah, and I'm gonna do what you want. I'll end the world here. No. I have my ideas. Indeed. Yeah, I know how. You've explicitly made it so the game was like this. Not like you're fooling me or anything. Little cat feet. This is one unstable elevator. Not really. Oh, we're gonna bust up that light bulb like a ripe melon. You bet. I would guess something along the lines of whatever happened with that fox thing. This is also, assuming that Nico might find some other way. It might not find some other way to go home too. So I don't really know exactly how this all works. Really is just like a lighthouse, isn't it? Hey, it's the opening theme. That's very cute. And also I do remember that I want to do this too. And there he go. And he does walk all the way off the bottom of the screen. It's pretty cute.